Hey, Tom Beal here, giving you some inspiration in preparation for an amazing week ahead. And yes, I'm preparing for and expecting an amazing week ahead, and I'm passing that over to you through this digital interaction here. And my hope and my intention is that this will be an amazing week for you as well. And it begins by just stating and gaining that clarity of, you know what, this is going to be a great week. Amongst all the difficulties, all the challenges, all the surprises, I'm going to make this an amazing week. And it goes by choosing to make today great each and every day. And each day is broken up into one breath, one step at a time, leads to one day at a time. You will get from where you are to where you want to be when you're clear on A, here's where I am, B, here's where I want to go, and set specific intentions for key areas in your life, mainly health, relationships, and finances. Where are you and where do you want to go? Get excited. You know what? This is going to be an amazing week. I'm going to get pumped up. I'm going to get clear on where I am, where I'm going, and I'm going to put my intention and effort into controlling the only three things I can control: my thoughts, my words, and my actions. 2, reap the benefits from me tending to my field, my life, right? So you have your life, your field, your health, your relationships, your finances. So in your field, think of it like a garden. You got 3 little areas of your garden: your health, your relationships, your finances. You might have to pull some weeds. You might have to plant some new things in there, things you need to start doing, do more of, do less of, and stop doing. And you can make that change this week. It doesn't matter what you did last week. It doesn't matter what you've done the last month, the last 3 months or more. All that matters is, what are you going to choose to do tomorrow? Gain some clarity. I've shared a couple of videos about the power of a morning routine. If you haven't started a morning routine yet, make the intention, you know what? No better time than tomorrow morning to start my morning routine. I'm going to set my alarm a little bit earlier. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to walk 30 minutes in one direction, turn around and walk 30 minutes back with some earphones, headphones in, listening to some YouTube or audios or inspiring videos, not the negative stuff. Remember this: everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And here, let me make some clarification on what I've been posting. I've been posting some things that some people may interpret as negative energy or frequency or vibration. My intention of putting that out there was to help A, me, and B, you and others recognize things aren't as they seem. We were born into, and we are a part of a system in this world that is mostly built on lies. And we, growing up through the television, have been programmed with these lies since birth. And so planting some of that stuff out there. I don't believe anything that you see in the news, in the media, all this stuff. You can see it from, in essence, a Truman Show type of perspective. Think of Truman in the movie The Truman Show. They had videos or commercials that he would watch of planes and signs of planes getting struck by lightning again. This could happen to you. And so think and just see things as the propaganda, everything. And there's the movie They Live, where the magazine subliminally had, obey, submit, purchase, be a good consumer. Follow the rules and order of the big lie and system that we've been born into. Now, I say that, you see the smile on my face, you see zero fear in my heart, because let me give the analogy of when I was in the Marine Corps boot camp. So I got to Marine Corps boot camp, and I can tell you this: it's a crappy situation to be in with the drill instructors there. Dave Tan, fellow Marine here. When you get to Marine Corps boot camp, Paris Island, South Carolina for me, some got off on the West Coast, Hollywood and San Diego. They put you on the yellow footprints, and they're screaming at you, and you don't know what the heck's going on. You don't know the rules yet. And so you're just trying to do everything as strong as you can, as fast as you can, as good as you can. But no matter how good you do it, you still suck. You're still going to get yelled at, and that fries your mind a little bit. These rules are not like the normal rules in civilian world. And so 3 months of boot camp, right? So you're figuring it out. So what basically I can share is the world that we live in is similar to boot camp. And here's the deal: in boot camp, the quicker you can get through your head that I get it. No matter how good I do it, no matter how fast I do it, I'm still going to get yelled at. That's the rules in Marine Corps boot camp. So in the beginning, I didn't quite know that or understand that. So I would do it fast. I would do it at the best. And I'd get yelled at. I'm thinking, wait a minute, why am I getting yelled at? I did it great. Oh, that's just the rules, right? So in life, there are other rules that weren't taught to us in schools, weren't taught to us by our parents, weren't taught to us in schools and college and in the business world and all this stuff and in jobs, because it follows the program. And let me put a timeout and share my experience further in Marine Corps boot camp. I was someone who raised my hand and volunteered to be the scribe. The scribe was the person who went into the drill instructor's hut. Like, they had a room that no one else went into, but I was able to go in there and listen to them behind the scenes, behind closed doors, when they weren't near the other Marines. And I would hear, and they'd be telling, Beal, you better not be listening. Is that a smile? You better not be smiling. You listen, Beal? No, sir. How'd you hear me then if you're not listening? And so I heard from being in the room with the drill instructors, away from the other recruits in Marine Corps boot camp, I heard that it was the game. I got to see the great Oz, right? The Wizard of Oz, because they're the Wizard of Oz. They're ruling it, and you're doing what they say. But behind the scenes, they're laughing. Did you see what that one person, you see what oh man, I had to hold myself back from busting out laughing. It's a big game to them. So the same analogy applies into our world. Most people are the Marines that are going through the motions because they're good programmed. They've been programmed well from growing up and guess what? Our parents were programmed by their parents, who were programmed by their parents. This is going on for hundreds of years since America was founded, and it was prior to that, there was other rules and stuff. But we were born into this, and our parents, just taught us what their parents taught them and stuff. So this was what we were born into. We didn't get to see, and I'm saying there's a very few that are the elite that are in those rooms of laughing about the plan that no one else knows about, that's being implemented, that everyone's following, but we're not in those rooms. Comedian George Carlin has good comedy about that. He's like, yeah, there's people that run the world, and you're not in the club. We ain't in that club. We aren't in the room that they're laughing about. Oh, you see everybody wearing masks? You see everybody doing this? Like, there's a club, and we ain't in it. Right? We're the Marines that aren't behind the closed doors. We're out there programmed. We're doing our good little thing. We care about the others, and we're doing it. But I'm just sharing this to let you know that there's peace. And I'm not putting any of that stuff out there to scare you. I'm putting it out there to hopefully help you recognize, like Truman, and here's the shock. It's all lies. It's all lies. Like the media and everything that we've grown up in, and all this stuff is all lies. And I'm saying it with a smile, and here's the good news. When you get back to the basics, the universal rules apply, the law of sowing and reaping. So the world's going to do what it's going to do. I'm not in control of the world. You're not in control of the world. We have things that we would like to change certain things, but we're not in that club. We aren't going to change it. But we are tending to our field, our mind. What we can choose are our thoughts, our words, and our actions. And if you tend to your field, you will get the universal law to come true. As you sow, so shall you reap. So remove yourself from, and this is something that Jeffrey Gitomer told me years ago. I think the year was 2001. Look, Tom, resign as the general manager of the universe. You're not the general manager of the universe. That role's already filled. They don't need your help. Whatever your religious background is, God's not counting on you. Like, holy crap, I hope Tom does his thing today because, man, I really need his help. God's not counting on me. God's not counting on you. God's got it good. It's all under control. But we can choose to tend to our field, our little bubble, our little world. Here's my field. And I want to plant the proper seeds to get mentally, physically, emotionally at the optimal health as possible. I want to tend to my relationships, to give them the proper care and pull out the weeds and water them and take care of them so that the relationships grow. And I also want to cultivate the seeds that I plant for my financial situation. So my health, my relationships, and my finances. I can't change the world. I can influence certain things. By me tending to mine, it might inspire others to tend to theirs a little bit better. And that ripple effect can make a big difference in the world. But it starts with tending to our own, right? And it's an interesting figure to use, but Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. Beautiful song, beautiful lyrics. A beautiful man. If you look, I watched a documentary, how much help he gave to so many people. Now, he was a product of a childhood star and all those other different things, and who knows whatever really happened or whatever, but the point is that song kicks major butt. If you want to make a difference, start with the man or woman in the mirror. Tend to your field. And in tending to your field, you're going to get the optimal health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, because you're giving it the proper attention. You're not getting distracted with all the other stuff. Look, I got my field to take care of. Like, I grew up on a farm. Like, not everybody did, but on a farm, the world doesn't matter. You're taking care of your animals. You're taking care of your field. Well, guess what? In this newly connected world, a lot of people lose the fact that you have your farm to tend to, your field to tend to, with your health, your relationships, and your finances. And the other analogy is, when you fly on a plane, they say put your mask on first before helping the children that may be with you or others that might need your help. And it makes sense because we've been on planes many times, many of us. But when you first heard it, you're like, oh, well, I love my kids. I want to put my kids' mask on first. No, you missed the point. If you don't put your mask on first, if you pass out trying to put a kid's mask on and you pass out, now they're in trouble because you weren't able to help them. If you put yours on first and take care of yourself, you can then help others. So tending to your field, working with the man in the mirror, working with the woman in the mirror, aka you, me, focusing on that, the things that we can control, will produce good results. You'll reap great results because you're putting time and energy into making sure you're putting your mask on, you're putting the proper energy into your health, your relationships, your finances. And B, it may inspire the neighbor to say, wow, I like the field that Sally's creating there, or Janice is creating there, or Wanda or Tom is creating there. I want to step my game up and make my field better. Give the man or woman in the mirror a little more attention. Give the man or woman in the mirror a little more of the proper steps to be the optimal you. And so in doing that, the best way to make the difference in the world is to work on that person looking back at you in the mirror, work on that field. And in doing so, that's the best thing you can contribute to your kids. That's the best thing you can contribute to yourself. That's the best thing you can contribute to your community. And then from there, just like putting your oxygen mask on, now allows you to help others in your vicinity. Once you have your situation squared away and you're mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually sound and strong, and your relationships are sound and strong, and you've pulled the weeds and you're fertilizing it and you're giving it water and they're growing and the roots are good, and your financial situation is strong, now you can expand beyond and help others. But it begins by putting your own oxygen mask on first. So the lies are going to be there. The world is going to act crazy. And for me, talking about health, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health, with the spiritual health, you see the smile, and I see stuff, and stuff may tick me off, but I know it's under control. God's not counting on me. Tom, I need you today. I hope Tom does this. God's got it under control. It's all good. And I mentioned in a couple other videos ago that I talk with God on a regular basis. And the question that God asked me when I start getting, I can feel my energy getting ticked off. Everything's energy, frequency, vibration, or I'm a little upset with maybe how I responded or reacted or how others are responding or reacting. And then God asked me, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Think about it. Imagine that. Imagine if you're a kid, you're a young kid. You ask your kid, your kid's question, you're like, look, do you trust me? I got your best interest at heart. So God's like, do you trust me? And if I look back in my history and ask myself in those times of my hardest, most difficult, most challenging points in my life, if I go back and put myself in those situations and there are times when I don't know, God, this looks like the end of the road. Like I don't see any light at the end of this tunnel. But I can now see not only could I have trusted in that manner, the quote, every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or benefit. Every adversity carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit comes true because those most difficult and challenging times led to the biggest lessons that I'm so grateful for and thankful for now. And I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel on that moment. It actually seemed like if there was a light, as they say, that was a train coming to run my butt over. But one step at a time, one day at a time, lo and behold, it worked out. And so regardless of where you are, and let's just call it what it is, like this is some tough times for a lot of people. And in the tough times, without putting your oxygen mask on first, you, like many, myself, I've been guilty of this, trying to help so many others, or trying to change the world and not putting the oxygen mask on, not putting the proper attention into my health, my relationships, my finances, you not putting the proper attention and attending to your field, diminishes your ability to care for not only yourself, but others. It begins with the man or woman in the mirror. Start there. Tend to your field. Get your health right, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Get your relationships right. First with yourself, then with others. Make them strong. Then get your financial situation. And it's all at once. Like, you're not neglecting the other ones. You're tending to them. But guess what? Whether you're tending to fields, some fields need a little more help than others, right? Like that, I need to put this one. I neglected a little more than the other. So I'm going to put a little more attention into this to get it back up to par. And it's as simple as that, right? The world is going to be crazy. The world was crazy before we got here. The world we were born into was full of lies before we got here. And we were programmed and trained, the way we were. But it really circles back to, in this moment, tend to your field. Give it the attention for your health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Give it the attention for your key relationships, personally, professionally, and socially. Give your attention to your monetary situation, your today money, your tomorrow money, and your contribution. Put that oxygen mask on yourself. Work on that man or woman in the mirror. That's the best way you can help yourself. That's the best way you can help your family. That's the best way you can help your community. And that's the best way you can help the world. Max Cantor, dude, foot rub. What? All right. So anyhow, over in Max in Deerfield, that's the place. That's John Cornetta goes to that place. I go to the place. Juana goes to the place. We love it. It's awesome. Reflexology is the place is called. But we're talking about life. So Oren, good to see you here, man. Max, good to see you here. Alan, good to see you here. John, what else we got? Juliet, Christine, I agree. David, hello. I get so much out of your pep talks. Oh, thank you, Christine. Dave Tan, Maureen, Heather, cousin, what's up? So there you have it. Get ready to have a kick butt week. Stop. Resign as the general manager of the universe, just like Jeffrey Gitomer told me all those years ago. Tend to your field. Tend to your farm. Put the mask on yourself. Work on that man or woman in the mirror. One breath, one step, one day at a time. You will get from where you are to where you want to be. Get those seeds properly fertilized and watered, and they're going to grow tremendously. As you sow, so shall you reap. And if you're going through difficult times, reach out. Reach out to friends. Reach out to family. Get some positive energy, frequency, and vibration going. Detach from any of that negativity pulling you down. Detach from the things that are not allowing you to put your oxygen mask on and take care of your own garden, and get rid of all that stuff. Cut the ties. Put the focus there and watch how that will get you one breath, one day, one step, 1 week at a time from where you are to where you want to be quickly. All right. So let's see here. What we got? All right, man. Max Cantor, all good. You're the best. Heather, hi. Hello. Good to see you all. Get ready for a kick butt week. I'm getting ready for bed right now. This is going to be a great week. I'm excited for it. Just take a deep breath. All is well. If God were to ask you, do you trust me? Can you say yes? This all works out. It all works out. It looks crazy. Looks like there's no light at the end of this tunnel. Trust me, it all works out. All is good. All is perfect. It is an amazing, miraculous moment right now. An amazing, miraculous moment today, and it will be tomorrow and this upcoming week. Embrace that. Get ready for it. Have a blast. Michael Neal, what's happening, brother? Hope all is well. Just getting myself and everybody else ready for an incredible week ahead. And it starts with, answering that question. If God were to ask you, do you trust me? Say, you know what? Yes, I do. I'm gonna do what's mine to do. What's mine to do? Put my mask on first. Take care of myself. Tend to my field, my health, my relationships, my finances. I'm gonna, take care of that, cultivate that, work on the man or woman in the mirror. It's the best way I can help myself, my family, my community, and the world. All right. I look forward to hearing all the amazing, miraculous things that occur in this upcoming week. Have an amazing evening. And, I got some friends that are possibly joining in the future. It might already be this late in the evening or morning of the next day by the time you see this, or you watch a recording. But have a great one. Look forward to chatting with you soon. Keep me posted. God bless. Bye for now.